Welcome back to another Ask GCN Anything.
This week, we're talking about what's the best warm-up to do before a race, what's better to train on, a turbo or out on the road, and a really interesting question, how much fitness do you lose when you stop training?
Ooh, I can tell you the answer to that already. It's a lot. Anyway, if you want to get your question in, leave it in the comments box down below, use the hashtag talkback, and to be in with a chance of winning a free 3-month subscription to Zwift, use the hashtag Ask GCN Training. Don't forget, you can also drop that into any of our social media platforms.
Who's up first then, Chris?
Forbesy 2. GCN, I need help. Can you please tell me the ideal warm-up for an under 19 rider before a 100-kilometer road race with the elevation gain of 1,800 meters? The start should be relatively fast, heading straight into a steep KOM 5 kilometers in. Ooh.
Well, good question. I think I would spend around 20 minutes on the rollers before a road race. It's 100 kilometers long, so it's not like a short track race where you want to be really, really warmed up. So almost a 10-minute, 15-minute ride, spin, get some a good RPM up, so like, you know, raise your heart rate a little bit and just get nice and warm. That's what I would do anyway.
Yep, and in fact, there's a really cool video that we have on the channel. We're gonna pop it on screen now that you could do and follow that for around 15 to 20 minutes. That'll get you really well warmed up.
Yeah, but don't be afraid to go, you know, hard because
it's important to go hard.
It's important to kind of get all your system ready and awake, so then you're not getting dropped in that first 5K.
If you're using a power meter, 120 plus of your FTP is what this is roughly. Nearly there, everyone. 10 seconds.
And the winner of this week's 3 months free subscription from Zwift is Chris
Veheren Lol, who has set a personal goal of trying to crack 20 minutes up their local climb. They've managed 22 minutes before, but they want to know what training they need to do to crack that magical 20-minute barrier. The gradient's 7% for 5.7 kilometers, but there is a maximum gradient of 14%. Which is quite steep.
Sounds hard. And it sounds like this is a really big goal for you, and it looks like you've really thought about it. Now this is an uphill TT, so there's 2 areas in where you want to maximize to help your performance. And it's already done on watts per kilogram. So we want to either decrease our weight or increase our power.
Yeah, and dropping 2 kilograms would definitely make a difference to your time, but without seeing you, we don't know that you've actually got 2 kilos to lose.
Well, exactly.
You could be pretty close to your weight, your optimum weight already. So with that in mind, what you want to focus on is how you're going to train for this climb.
Yep, and to do so, we've actually sent off this question to Zwift, and they've come back with 2 key sessions to help you.
They have indeed. So they analysed the effort, and basically, over a 20-minute effort, you're going to be building really high levels of lactate in your body. And to prepare for that, you want to do that in training as well. So what they recommend is actually doing a high above threshold effort before settling right back down into some sub-threshold work to basically teach you to hang on after those steep gradients on that climb.
Yeah, and using your data you've provided in your question, we've been able to provide you with some target power for your intervals.
Yep, we have.
Based on your 20-minute effort at 280 watts, we can estimate that your FTP is around 260 to 270 watts. An example session would look like this: 3 minutes at 330 watts, followed immediately by 10 minutes at 250 to 270 watts. Aim to complete 3 of these in one training session with full recovery between each interval.
And the next session that you want to look at is increasing your VO2 max power. So this would be doing intervals of 3 to 8 minutes at what is basically a max intensity for that duration. If you're working for 8 minutes, then you want to have 8 minutes recovery. So the recovery period always matches the workload period. And you want to look to complete around 20 minutes of these, this total workload in one session.
Yeah, and your target power for these intervals should be around 280 to 320 watts. So yeah, have a go at those. Let us know how you get on and use those 3 months free Zwift to really hone down on those performance details. We got a question in from Alex S. I'm coming back to cycling at the age of 50 after 25 years off the bike. I'm on a smart trainer for the winter and was wondering how to approach training plans. Will I need to add in an extra recovery time, or should a couple of rest days a week be enough?
Well, Alex, 25 years off, that's a long rest.
Yeah, that is a long rest.
Probably not gonna have been experiencing too much fresh form. You'll just be needing to rebuild your fitness indeed. So a couple of days off a week is a good start. 2 or 3 actually for your age is gonna be more beneficial, because as we get older, it does take us longer to recover from efforts. But don't jump straight in with the intensity. Do a longer ride at the weekend if you get the chance, and then sprinkle some harder rides, just 2 a week, 2 harder rides a week in on top of that, and you'll find that actually your fitness comes back to you quite quickly. Depending on how much you rode before, we recently discovered an article that said you lose it until you reuse it. So all those fitness gains you made before will be much more accessible than had you never done any fitness in the past. Good luck with your rediscovery of cycling, and we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure.
Dennis4523. I've been sick for 1 month and I haven't cycled at all. How much fitness have I lost? And when can I get back to normal?
Great question, Dennis, and it's something that I actually got really interested in because, well, we're going through the same thing. We haven't been riding properly for a good few months now, haven't we? So we've also been going through what you're going through now. But ultimately, there's 3 components to fitness. You've got your muscular strength, you've got your muscular endurance, and you've got your cardiovascular endurance. So that's your lungs, heart, and yeah, your circulatory system, basically. But the first few days off the bike, you will see your fitness start to decline. But this is no bad thing because ultimately, this will give your time to rest and recover and your muscles to repair. So if you've gone into that 3 days with a really hard session, then you have 3 days off, you can actually come out with that with better fitness. And this is where tapering comes really useful.
Yep, but after that, the news is slightly worse. Around 2 weeks, you'll expect to see a decline in your VO2 max. 4 to 20% is widely recognised as the sort of decline that you can expect to see, which isn't great, to be honest. And then once you stretch it out towards a month, it's really not good news at all because your body's efficiency, your ability to transport oxygen around your body, that's going to take a real hit. Your biomechanical changes are going to start to kick in, meaning it'll be harder to maintain that lean, lightweight that you're used to having as a bike rider. And then also muscle mass will have taken a hit.
Sorry, Chris. You did have big legs before, and they are getting smaller.
New shorts then.
Yeah.
And to answer the second part of your question, it's not great news again because actually to rebuild fitness takes 3 times as long, roughly, as it does to lose it. So you've got a bit of a journey ahead of you, but you will, after the first couple of weeks, really start to notice big gains because those first 2 weeks, your body makes very quick adaptations to get back towards where you were. And then after that, you'll see smaller steps, but you will feel better.
Yeah, so to help you out, why don't you check out this video on 5 ways to get back into cycling. And good luck with the journey ahead.
And group rides can be so much fun also. Get out with your mates, have a joke, and just enjoy it. After all, cycling is good fun.
Yeah, and if you feel like racing them up the climb, why not do that as well?
Brace you up. I can't get in. Nah.
Right, Chris, tell us who's next, because, well, I can't read out that.
Anonymous.
Oh, nice. I'm a sprinter and I struggle with long climbs, often getting dropped on my club run. I'm working on my cardio and have lost weight, but have been warned by a former pro that if I lose my sprinting, that I could lose my sprinting ability if I focus too much on climbing. And I'm not sure what to do for the best.
Well, Anon, to answer simply, to an extreme, they're not actually wrong. If you purely focus on trying to lose weight and you don't do anything to maintain your sprint, then yeah, you will lose your ability to sprint over 5 to 20 seconds. But by incorporating one dedicated sprint session once a week or so, you're not actually going to lose that much at all. But what I think you really want to do, instead of focusing purely on losing weight, is address what aspect of your fitness it is that you actually feel is lacking and causing you to get dropped. Is it your aerobic capacity? Is it your VO2 power? Once you work that out, then try and improve your power over those durations, and that will help create you as a better, more rounded cyclist, and you'll be able to perform better. So focusing on losing weight, you're just going to lose power ultimately, is often the case. But focus on increasing power and it will benefit you uphill, on the flat, and in your sprint.
Makes sense. From one sprinter to another. So yeah, hope those tips help you. Who's next, Chris?
Next is Ishan Nathani with, is riding on a turbo trainer better than riding on the road? Which of the two enhance your performance? Pros and cons, please.
Right, great question. To be honest, they're so different. It's really hard to compare. They're really good at doing the short efforts, and a more kind of specific training session is easily done on the turbo because you can sit at certain powers and you don't have the weather, you don't have downhill, you don't have traffic, this, that, and the other. But then on the road, you can go out and do a 4, 5, 6 hour ride and, you know, not get as bored as you would if you did that on the turbo. So they're two very different things. I wouldn't say one's better than the other because they're so different.
Well, it depends. It depends what you want to do.
Better.
Do you want to get good at Zwift racing, or do you want to get good at cycling outside? If you want to get good at riding a bike outside, then you want to focus on the technical aspect, you know, the downhills.
Yeah, I think we'll both say it's probably best to ride on the road, hey?
Yeah, but also,
the turbo benefits that.
Exactly. So you want to mix them up so that you get good at both.
Yeah. So I hope that helps in a weird way.
Andy Singh 58 up next with, do you think it's advisable to try cyclocross when I have heel spurs? I gave up running to take up cycling and cyclocross has some running sections. Would my bone spurs prevent me from taking up cyclocross?
Now I think cyclocross will be fine for you. It's during the winter where the ground's a lot softer. And if you choose a course that hasn't got a lot of running, then I reckon you'll be okay. But do take it very carefully. Don't obviously jump into it, and if it's sore, then definitely stop.
At a recreational level, then absolutely, why not? You don't have to jump off your bike and run when you just go out and ride your cross bike for fun.
Yeah, so go out and do it, and then just take it slowly, I guess. But do check out this video where Emma tried to do cyclocross. Actually, she succeeded. She actually did really well, I thought.
Well, she got off and ran with the bike.
Yeah, she's a good runner as well, isn't she?
Now, the next biggest difference, I think, between road and off-road is that off-road, you're going to be dealing with bumps and potentially a lot of them. There is, as you might imagine, a technique for dealing with them, and the quicker you learn it, the faster you will go.
Next question from Denning76. I've got to be off the bike for 3 weeks on doctor's orders. What on earth am I supposed to do with the free time? Good question, I'm sorry to hear that. But I would just spend the time chilling out with a cup of coffee, watching GCN videos, especially with that Red Hook crit video, because, I mean, it's just a really, really good one, isn't it? Really good. Oh my goodness. Really good one.
If I hear one more thing about that Red Hook crit.
Mate, it's a great video.
It's a great video, but you've been going on about it every single day. Yeah, I reckon the most views come from you.
Yeah, probably. Right, next question is from who, Chris?
Balfourism. Hi GCN, love the show. I'm a complete beginner when it comes to cycling. I'm interested in getting into it to lose weight and eventually go on group rides, find a club and do some racing maybe. If the main goal is losing weight and myself being unhealthy, how should I start?
Right, well, weight loss is all about basically running a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
So the more fitness you're doing and the less calories you're putting in, ultimately you're going to lose weight. But I would start off quite gently. So just go in and ride for fun, enjoy it. And as you start to get a little bit fitter, then you can start maybe cutting down on the calories and going out for a little longer. And you'll soon find that you'll get fit enough to ride with your friends out on the club rides.
Don't get disheartened if you get a little bit tired at the start, because when you're out on a calorie deficit, it can feel quite tiring, can't it? And your muscles will feel a little bit drained and it's just not as much fun. Stick with it, get through those initial few months and you'll feel much better.
Yeah.
Right, next up, we have our ditch.
The Fuji hill climb just opened for entry. GCN should send some presenters, 24k long, 1,300 meters of elevation. Chris, you up for it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be free. You?
No, I'm not doing it, mate.
Oh. Lou Brian David. I ride a 3-kilometer climb with an elevation of 170 to 200 feet. I'm not really sure about the elevation, but it's somewhere there. And an average of 5%. Should I grind or should I spin?
Well, I personally would say spin, but what would you do?
I go for like the middle ground, I think. I go for I don't like riding uphill. I go for a really uncomfortable kind of stand up and churn and then sit down and try and pedal. Don't do what I do.
Sounds good though. But if you want to know what the pros do, spin or grind, then check out that video there.
Excuse me?
Next question comes in from who, Chris?
This is Alan. Alan says, long-time watcher, first-time writer. I'm pretty new to the sport and I'm trying to push my average power approximation up on Strava. But as I'm seeing my figures rise almost every ride, I'm having calf muscle twinges and pains, which can last 3 days later. Ooh, what can I do to avoid this without slowing down my training?
Right, it's all about body maintenance. So stretching is a really key part of your training.
Yeah.
And don't forget it, it's really easily done. When you're training, the last thing you want to do is spend 10 to 20 minutes stretching, but really do help, really do put it into your training because it really will help. That's what I meant.
Yeah, and if it is your calves that are twinging, then there's another thing you could try, and that would be to move your cleats back underneath your foot a little bit further, because then your calves having to work less hard, and then just make sure the alignment's correct as well.
Yeah, it's funny we talk about body maintenance because Dan is really working on his, and there's actually a video of him trying yoga that I would recommend you watch.
Let's go. Come onto your hands and knees, Dan.
Oh, get rid of this cushion.
Cushion isn't needed now for a while.
Not even strong enough to throw a cushion.
Right, Chris, before we finish, we actually had a good day yesterday.
We did. The sun was out.
The sun was out and we got mail.
Ooh.
Yeah, all the way from Australia in Beldon, Western Australia. We got this from Cameron Bywaters, and well, it's actually a handwritten letter, and it's come in from a 12-year-old who's loving the show and he loves riding his bike, and he's also done some cool stuff for charity.
He has. It says here that he's raised $750 for motor neuron disease, which is a huge achievement, Cameron. Well done.
Yeah, so keep up with that, and we're here at GCN are really behind you. If you did like this show, then remember to get involved on next week's show using the hashtag
Talkback, and to be within chance of winning a free 3-month subscription to Zwift, use the hashtag Ask GCN Training.
Yeah, so make sure you put them in the comment section below. Right, Chris, what video should they be watching next?
I think you should check out John Canning's Cheap Bike to Superbike down there.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you did enjoy this show, then to give it a big thumbs up.